Welcome to Western Trading Post TV. On this episode, we are going to be talking about original artwork, appraisals, bits, spurs, and cowboy crosses, and learning more about becoming a rodeo queen. So hold on to your hats and enjoy the ride. Gregory Scott walking through my doors. How the heck are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Bobby? I haven't seen you in forever.
Oh, it is so great to see you.
Yes,
okay,
it is.
What are you doing in this part of town?
I was just driving through and I thought I'd stop by and show you guys some products and stuff that I'm making and visit.
I would love to see it. I always know that you're going to have some of the best bits and spurs.
These are the spurs that I make. They're out of horseshoe rasp.
Now, how do you make them out of horseshoe rasps?
Well, I have to clean them and cut them in half, and then they're put in a forge and shaped and hit with a hammer.
And these are big sellers for you, aren't
yes,
they?
They are.
They're so different
yes.
than most of the other spurs.
Yes, and the brands and all that are all welded on freehand. They're not soldered on.
I know this brand. I know who you're delivering these for.
Yes.
These are awesome.
Yes.
What else do you have in there?
Then I have a number 5 twisted port bit that is a real high seller that I've sold a lot of.
Now, what makes your bits so special? Because I know you can't keep them in stock fast enough.
No, we have a long waiting list. But these bits, when the horse walks, trots, or lopes, there's no movement in their mouth. So when they have a relaxed mouth, horses love that. And I love making comfortable bits for horses that are going to work. So the riders have great control of the horse, and this has been a high seller for me.
Well, and I know you don't just keep the owners happy, you keep the horses so happy with all of your great bits that you make.
I get a lot of customer comments say that their horse likes it or loves their bit as much as they love their control.
Because when your horse is happy, that makes the rider happy, doesn't it?
Yes. And this is a number 2 chain port bit, the very first bit that I come out with. And it's just made out of horseshoe and piece of chain and stuff, but they're all handmade. They're not stamped out of a machine.
Well,
makes them real different.
Yes, it does, and they're, like you said, they're very balanced. And now I know we here at the Trading Post, we specialize in the antique bits and spurs. But we love seeing what you do when we're out roping and riding and gathering cattle. You know, we have one of these in our horse's mouth. So.
Right. And I like following you guys on Facebook to see what you guys all do. And, I'm so busy that I don't have time to spend a lot of time with all that. But it's nice to see what you guys are doing and selling and stuff too.
Well, and it means a lot to us because we are all doing the same thing.
Sure.
We are all trying to promote the Western lifestyle in a positive, faith-based manner.
Yes. And I brought you a little something special because I know you like crosses.
Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah, you can tell I'm a cross fan, huh?
Yes.
Now, how did you make this?
These are out of horseshoes, and then these little dots are welded on freehand. And we put all different kinds of stones or whatever, rhinestones and stuff in them.
Okay, I'm probably gonna get all teary-eyed. You know, this is so special to me.
Yeah,
You know, wait, what if you made a handful of these for the Trading Post, and we could kind of display them here and sell them here with the old bits and spurs and promote what you're doing?
Yeah, I can do that.
Would you? And then what we'll do is we'll just pay for them. You can go visit with Grammy, and then just mail them to us. I know it's a kind of a trip down here, or you can even stop by anytime and share some of your goodies.
Yes. But that would be nice for you guys to have some of those. We could put real turquoise stones in them, and
that would be gorgeous. I know they would be great sellers because we have tons of cowboys and cowgirls that come in here on a daily basis.
Sure.
Yay! Yeah. That's going to be awesome.
Thank you, Bobby. It was nice seeing you.
And thank you so much. I'll have to tell Jim that you stopped by. It always means the world to
Okay.
us.
You have
Well,
a-
yes, I would just keep all of these. No,
Yeah, you can.
I'm going to cherish
Yeah,
my
you can.
cross so much. You have a safe trip home. God
I
bless you and your family.
I sure will. Thank
And
you, and
we'll
visit
hear
again.
from you
Okay.
when you send these.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Hey Jim, how's it going today?
Hi,
I
how are
appreciate
you?
you coming in.
Sure.
So the reason I called you is I got this painting in, and I have here what I believe is an original Olaf Wieghorst painting, but hey, you're the expert. What do you think about it?
The signature looks very good. Very. Yes, it says May is due back to pick up. May was Olaf Wieghorst's wife, and I'm familiar with the other paintings similar to this. This is the version 2, I believe it is, style 2. The other painting was on the Antiques Roadshow, and it had the same Indian looking back, and he had a bow and arrow, a quiver of arrows on his back. This is the one with the spear.
Okay.
And it does look very authentic. The signature, many people who try and copy Olaf Wieghorst art are not familiar with the half circle 2C brand that Olaf has. It's called a monogram. And they do not reproduce that very well. But this one looks very authentic, very nice painting.
Very nice painting, and looks to be the original framing.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
All right. Well, good. So you've seen it a little bit. Would you feel comfortable giving us a certificate of authenticity?
Yes,
on it?
I would.
All right. That's good. And we're going to have it up for resale, obviously. What price range do you think something like this ought to sell in?
In a store like this, probably in the $3,000 to $4,000 range.
Hey, Jim, I appreciate you coming in today.
You're welcome.
We are here in the Western Heritage Room with James Dry, who is the expert on Olaf Wieghorst artwork. James, thank you so much for being here today. How did you get started collecting and learning about Olaf Wieghorst?
When I was in the Army back in 1971, I was at Fort Carson, Colorado, and in Fort Carson they have, or in Colorado Springs, they have the Western Horseman is published, and the Olaf Wieghorst had a cover in December of 1971 of His Wealth, and I fell in love with that painting. And when I got out of the Army and returned to the Phoenix area, I was in a restaurant, Monte's La Casa Vieja in Tempe, Arizona, and I saw a print of His Wealth on the wall, and I learned about prints, and I went out and bought one, and that's where it started.
And not only have you written one book, but you have written several books
Yeah.
on Olaf Wieghorst artwork. And the artwork just is not just paintings, watercolors.
Drawings, bronzes, etchings, so there's a lot. Yes, I wrote a book, I'm sorry, I wrote a book, Calendar Prints and Commercial Arts of Olaf Wieghorst, and I did that because I found a lot of calendar prints and other prints besides the lithographs kept showing up, and I wrote a book later on about all of the paintings of Olaf Wieghorst, which there's about, Olaf painted about 1,560 oil paintings in his career. He had a long, fruitful career.
Well, now you are the go-to guy when people need to find out if it's an actual original Olaf Wieghorst painting or watercolor, or if it's a fake.
Yes, I've seen many Olaf Wieghorst paintings. I've been to many auctions, viewed many, and ran across a number of fakes also. I keep a database on all of Olaf's artwork. Like I say, there's 1,560 paintings. There's about 60 fakes that I have cataloged. Thousands of watercolors, 60 etchings, and 5 bronzes.
Well, we actually got to go to James's house, and it was amazing. This gentleman knows his stuff. He can sit there and compare the two, and he has all of the research to know if it's real or if it's fake. And he has hours and years of time and effort into the research of Olaf Wieghorst artwork. Where can they find out a little bit more about what you do?
I have a website. It's www.wieghorst.com, just the way his name is spelled. And on that, I have. It's not just you can buy my book on that website, but it's also a informative. There's a section on calendar prints. There's a section on the paintings that were in the El Dorado movie. Many people become familiar with Olaf through those paintings in that El Dorado movie. The opening credits used around 15 of his paintings, and many people see those paintings, and that's how they learn about Olaf Wieghorst.
Well, we are just absolutely blessed to have you here at Western Trading Post and to look at a great Olaf Wieghorst that we have. So if you want to find out more about Olaf Wieghorst artwork, just go to James Dry's website. Thank you, James.
Thank you.
Wow, what do you have here?
Got 3 really wonderful early Apache coiled baskets, Bobby. And just wanted to bring them by, show them to you and Jim, and see what you think.
You know what? Let's take these back to the Western Heritage Room and show Jim.
Sounds
These
good.
are fabulous.
All right.
I always love it when you come in and show us all your goodies.
Well, these are in pristine condition, and they're all pre-1920. So let's see what the guru thinks back here.
Hey, Terry, what did you bring me? That looks like Apache basket heaven.
Look at that.
Yeah, there's 3 really prime examples here. These are all probably from these 2 are from the San Carlos Reservation, and this is probably from the White Mountain Apache Reservation. They all date prior to 1920. A wonderful aspect about this one is that it has multiple figures, both a horse and a deer. And you can tell this is a deer because its feet have cloven hoofs on them. Mm-hmm. It's got a little rack up there too. Nice stacked triangles here and real aboriginal looking Apache motifs that are quite scattered, but a wonderful finish on the rim that gives it what they call a negative rim right there.
Yeah, that's great.
Yes.
Great pattern.
And this Oya here, a lot of Apache Oyas will go on a horizontal plane. This is all vertical, and this just has a plethora of dogs looking forward. Just under the shoulder here, they're all looking backward. And all of these men have a cross on their chest like you would see in a lot of petroglyphs as well.
Yeah.
So that's in great shape.
Great basket.
And both those baskets are made on what they call a 3-rod willow foundation. There's 3 rods of willow inside each coil, and then more willow, and this black material, devil's claw, is wrapped over it.
Yeah.
This is called a polychrome because it adds another color, which is this red color, which is the root of a higher growing yucca called Yucca arizonicus, or Spanish bayonet. And that's what's more up by the White Mountain Apache. So that's why I would attribute that to that.
Yeah.
So those are 3 wonderful baskets.
3 wonderful baskets.
Prior to World War I, and I just wanted to see if you'd take a look at it and see if you like them.
You know what? I was just sitting here doing some book work, and I happen to have a checkbook handy, and I have a number in mind. These are some great Apache baskets. I have a number in mind here that I would like to present to you, okay?
All right. That's fair.
All right. If I finish filling that check out with that amount, would that work for you?
That is fair. That is fair for both you and myself. So we can do a deal, and I'm glad I could bring these by today and catch you in the shop.
That's exciting. I love these. These are great baskets. Thank you. I'll finish filling that out for you.
Yeah,
betcha.
this is pretty exciting.
Yeah,
I can
thanks,
see
Terry. I
some at the
appreciate
house.
that.
Hint,
But
hint.
the amazing thing is that most of these, at this age, are quite damaged, and to have something this pristine, and of course, the Apaches aren't making this coiled basket style at all anymore, so these are all of them that will ever be.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what constitutes the value of a great antique, and it's just being on an Easter egg hunt and finding these wherever you can, and however lucky you can be.
Yeah. There you go, Terry.
Great.
Thank you. I appreciate you
Thanks
coming
again,
by.
Jim.
Anytime you get stuff like this, we love to get a crack at it.
Sounds super.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Bobby Jean. Annabelle has some important stuff to show you.
Thank you so much for everything you have done to help me run for Arizona High School Rodeo Queen.
You what?
Yes.
High five, Mom. So when you were competing, were you so nervous, or tell me about it?
I was very nervous.
Yeah, what was the toughest part of the competition?
I would say the impromptu questions.
And your favorite part?
I would say my speech.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was that did you just feel it all coming out like you had
Yes.
worked on?
Yes, I love doing
Yeah.
my speech.
Oh, well, after we filmed it so many times, it was just perfect. So why did you compete for Arizona High School Rodeo Queen?
I decided to compete for Arizona High School Rodeo Queen because I love the sport of rodeo so much and I just want to promote it at the best level that I can.
Well, you're doing a great job, and you're making
Thank you.
everybody here in Casa Grande so proud, but also here in the state of Arizona. You guys are going to be heading to Wyoming when?
And
July 12th.
July 12th?
Yes.
And how long are you going to be staying there?
for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks
Yes.
with competition and everything
Yes.
that's going on. Now, it's got to be tough because you are not only competing at the national level for the Queen contest, you are also competing at the national level in goat tying and pole bending. You
Yes.
have a full plate. Has there been any other young ladies that have done this before?
From Arizona, as far as we know, I am the first to make it in the Queen contest and 2 events.
The Queen contest is first, right?
Yes.
The Queen. And how many horses are you taking up when you go?
3.
3 horses. Would you have like a horse just for the Queen competition?
Correct.
And then you have your goat tying horse and your pole
then my
bending
pole
horse.
horse,
And who is helping with the horses and everything? I mean, this is a team event, isn't it?
Yes, it definitely is.
Because if it wasn't for Mom
Yes.
and Dad, I mean, it takes a lot of work to get them there,
A
doesn't it, Mom?
village.
Yes.
A village. And you get these wings just right.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I am so proud of you, and I know that not only are you promoting rodeo and the Western lifestyle, but you are touching lives along the way, and that's what this is about. You're going to have the other young ladies looking at you, wanting to be you, and you take time and talk to them and take pictures with them and do all of that because that makes such a huge difference.
Yes.
Okay, and one other thing. When you get your outfits together, I think that we need like a fabulous concho belt to go with that new buckle. What do you think?
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
Okay, you guys get your outfits put together, and then we'll get the jewelry put together, and we'll send you to nationals.
Okay.
Only if you keep me posted day to day.
Okay, we will.
Well, congratulations. Oh, Rowdy's
no
still
hugging.
in
We have to
your
look for
way. Oh my gosh! Congratulations,
Oh,
Mom.
thank you.
I know it takes
Thank you.
a lot
Oh,
of work.
yes, it definitely does.
Hey, Mom. Miss Wilbeck dropped this off. She wants us to take a look at it and give her a call.
Oh wow! How is Mrs. Wilbanks doing?
She is doing just lovely as always.
Yeah, always in a hurry, huh?
Always trying to get me in trouble, yes.
Well, how neat. Did she know anything about it, or she wanted me just to look at it and give her a
Well-
call back? She wants to put it in the auction?
Hypothetically, yes.
Hypothetically, yes. Wow, do you know what this is?
I would assume it's a mixture of paints on a canvas, but I have been wrong before.
So actually, this is a pretty famous artist, and he is very well known for his watercolors. His name is Quincy Tahoma, and he was born around 1920 and passed away in 1956, which unfortunately he didn't even hit the age of 40 before he passed away. But he is so famous for his majestic horses, and the blue horse being one of those, which, you know, some say that the different horses meant different directions and stuff like that. I'll have to research that a little bit more. But this is really interesting, even though it does have some damage and stuff. I think it's really neat that Mrs. Wiltbanks brought it in so that we could put it in the auction. I will definitely write something up and give her a call back. Good job, buddy. Oh, why don't you get your butt over here and get to work?
Navajo painter. This painting is dated 1954, just 2 years before his death. This is an original. It's framed. He was well known for these blue horses. This is one of those original paintings. All right. We're going to start it off at $550. I got $550 on the money.
Yep.
I got 600, bid 50, 6 bid 50, 6 bid 650, 6 bid 850, look at that 850. 850 online, bid 9, look at bid 9, look at bid 9. Yep. I got a 9 on the phone.
1,000.
I got 1,000 on the net. I got 1,000 bid 11, 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 1,000 bid 11. You want to bid 11 on the phone? 1,000 bid 11. How about you guys? 1,000 bid 11, 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 1,100, 1,100, 1,100 going once. 1,100 going twice. Sold at $1,000 to the net, $1,000 to the net, 1085,